Welcome back to the show. Back to talk about preparing meals at home. Listen, all of us have been spending more and more time at home, more than we ever have been before. Many of us, of course, working from home, we're probably preparing even more than just dinner as we normally would. Many of us used to perhaps eat out at lunch, but now we're preparing both lunch and dinner. We're getting breakfast at home. What better way to prepare a meal and learn about different cultures than having some of our wonderful seniors from different cultures from around the world create a cookbook? And my next guest is going to tell us about it. I am joined by Sybil Braganza. She is the coordinator of the Ethno-Cultural Seniors with the Social Planning Council of Ottawa. Welcome to the show, Sybil. Great to have you here. And Sybil, maybe start off talking a little bit on a personal level. We've all been going through very difficult times. How about you and your family? How have you been managing during the pandemic?
First, thank you, Derek, for having me on the show. It's my honor to be here to promote the Ethno-Cultural Cookbook. We've been managing pretty good. I've been busy at work supporting our seniors and I think keeping safe.
Well, and this is brought together by the Social Planning Council of Ottawa. Tell us a little bit about the council.
So the Social Planning Council of Ottawa has been in existence since 1928, and we're really a catalyst for social and economic development. We support organizations and agencies and work with them to come up with solutions to their problems. We have a great team of researchers and evaluators within the SPCO. We have Hot Shoe Production that helps us with digital needs, and we have a great youth employment program. So we have a vast array of programming depending on the needs of our communities. And we really take a community development approach. And what it means is that we involve the community in any decisions that we make. They are there from the start of the program to the implementation and then the final product. So very focused on helping the community come up with solutions because they do have the solutions to their own problems.
Absolutely. And, when we look at the pandemic and how it's affected all of us, I can't think of a bigger demographic than how it's affected our seniors who, many of them found themselves, isolated at times even before the pandemic, and now certainly more isolated than ever before. Sybil, what have you heard from seniors in the community?
Definitely, the COVID has impacted seniors, but more so with the ethnocultural seniors because they have language barriers. So the impact of them has been significant. Pre-COVID, we used to run a lot of programs with them in community centers. They had get-together, social, recreational, and cultural programming specific for different cultural groups, and they would host these programmings depending on their need. So when I talk about the ethnocultural seniors, it's like immigrants from Korea, from China, from Vietnam, from Southeast Asia, so all over the world. We work with 25 different groups, and pre-COVID, they were getting together and socializing, and now with COVID, they've been further isolated. And we always say that the immigrant seniors are the most forgotten population of the diverse population. So here we are stuck at home and saying, what shall we do? So this cookbook, I would say, came out pre-COVID, where we had a program that was Food for Friends, where we would get together at community centers that had kitchens and cook meals together and then share the meals and talk about our culture and our tradition. And when COVID happened, the seniors were thinking, what would be a better way than to get together, put a cook together and talk a little bit about our stories about immigrating here and how resilient we have been. So this cookbook is really a product of passion, love, and the resiliency of our seniors. They want to give back, and this is their way of giving back. And I can't say enough of this cookbook because it's just brought the seniors together during COVID to focus on something that is so important to them.
Oh yeah, and what brings people together more? I mean, let's be honest. When we travel, wherever we go in the world, one of the probably the first thing, right, that we introduce ourselves to is food. So I think this is just a wonderful way to give an introduction of the wonderful, especially family recipes, right, Sybil? I mean, I imagine many of these are probably family recipes that go back generations.
Exactly. It's been shared through generations. We had one senior who said her grandmother taught her this recipe, and she says, Each time I share this with my family, my friends, my grandchildren, I feel my grandmother's presence, and I can feel her and touch her, and it's just such a great story that I think that she shared with us when she did this recipe, and she shared this recipe with us. So it's a generation story, and maybe we're putting these recipes together. The seniors were saying put a pinch of salt, pepper, so they didn't have proper measurements. So we
Right.
went back and worked with them and developed the recipe. So it's been
I
pretty
love it.
neat. Yes,
Well, we brought up the website there on how people can find their copy of this
yes,
wonderful cookbook. Sybil, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it.
yeah. So please go out, buy this cookbook. It'll bring you
They will
lots
for
of
sure.
meaning,
We'll
and
be
you'll
back with
yeah,
more
yeah.
date time after
Thank
this.
you, Derek. Yes,
You're
okay.
welcome.